Americans. Now, as we're talking about the police state domestic terrorism clampdown in this country, there's an entirely different kind of clampdown that continues to go on. You've heard about lemonade stands being shut down. You've heard about Gibson guitars not able to manufacture in the U.S. You've heard about lemon trees being seized and quarantined. Now in Wisconsin, a very controversial and important ruling where a judge has said you do not have a right to produce your own food or even eat the foods of your own choice. He specifically ruled that plaintiffs do not have a fundamental right to own and use a dairy cow. They do not have a fundamental right to consume the milk from their own cow, do not have a fundamental right to board their cow at a farm or with a certain farmer, and that private contracts don't fall outside the scope of the state's police power. And furthermore, that there's no fundamental right to even produce or consume foods of their own choice. That is absolutely radical, and they've used the FDA and the other arms of the federal government, just agencies with policies, to try to tell Americans that the government will tell them what to eat, when and where, but that making your own choices, using raw dairy, you've seen the raids on Rawson Foods and others. It's just incredible, but it continues to happen. The raids on the Amish dairy farmers and all the rest of it. Here's a video we put together highlighting some of the past clampdown on what should really be ordinary American behavior that even the Founding Fathers warned tyrannical government would control.
Remember Julie Bass? She's the Oak Park mom who's being prosecuted for putting a vegetable garden in her front yard. Why? Because the city's ordinance says a front yard has to have suitable live plant material.
Get off my property. I don't want you here. I'm shutting my garage. Get out of my garage.
Listen, now we get the right to interrogate you, not interrogate you, but we get
I got the right to remain silent.
Okay, listen.
I invoke the right to remain silent, so.
I waved at you. Just, hey, how's it going? And you call me a Nazi?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you calling me a Nazi?
Because you're acting like one. You need to get off my property.
I need to see your ID.
I'm standing in my garage.
Yes, sir, you are.
You are violating my Fourth Amendment. Show me a search warrant. You're in my property.
No.
You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here.
So I need your driver's license. I need some form of ID.
I'm handing him my ID. This is not constitutionally allowed. This guy's violating my Fourth Amendment right. Both of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You're violating your oath to the Constitution right now. Okay. We are not slaves. You work for me, buddy.
Turn around for me, sir.
For what?
Turn around for me.
For what? Am I under arrest? I'm under arrest.
Turn around for me. I'm not gonna
Yes, don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated by them.
Whoa! Hey! Leave these people alone. I'm sorry, you're under arrest. Leave these people alone. Leave them alone.
I am getting arrested for selling lemonade. Do you guys have surgery?
10 cents, guys. We've got a few cups.
That's not what happens. You sell lemonade.
Why are you kidnapping innocent people?
Is there anything on you that can hurt me?
You people should be ashamed of yourselves.
My head.
Lemonade is illegal to sell in America. Stop using force against peaceful peoples. I spent 14 months in Baghdad, and I can't even...
Citizens in the Southern California town of Venice are outraged following a police raid on a raw food store. All over a few bottles of milk.
These foods that have now been made illegal, raw goat milk, raw cheese, raw anything. I mean, especially raw products. I mean, you can't go to the Whole Foods and the farmer's market anymore because they're controlled by the health department. And those places can't sell unpasteurized juices, unrefrigerated eggs. They can't sell the rum ceviche. They can't sell. I mean, the list is so ridiculous at this point.
And this is tyranny. Again, we're seeing a clampdown on really what should be some of the most wholesome behavior in America. That's classic America, lemonade stands and the rest of it. Then the coup de grace on top of it, you see them repeatedly pushing away the cameras. Don't even show what they're doing. Don't document it. No First Amendment, no right to consume your own foods. The Founding Fathers warned about this, and it's disgusting. Then you've seen the news where they're going to start doing TSA-style pat-downs at all the NFL stadiums, but one small step in the right direction, Lambeau Field, home of the Green Bay Packers, at least has decided for the time being to only use metal detectors rather than the full pat-downs and the touching of private parts. The National Football League is pushing for enhanced security, and starting with Sunday's game at Lambeau, all fans will be subjected to a handheld metal-detecting wand before being admitted. That's from the Green Bay Press-Gazette. Now, I think all this security is overdone, but at least they've said no for the time being to the full-on TSA-style deal. We know Homeland Security has been working with the NFL. They did the past Super Bowl that took place in Dallas, and I guarantee you they're behind this overall agenda. And we just need to say no. They're not going to stop the mobs who get drunk and celebrate after victories or losses alike and tear up public property. This is just about training the public, of course, as Alex always says, to be the slaves that society is becoming.